guys, welcome to the Yanagida Podcast show. Today we got my good friend, training partner, Junior.
Hello.
How do you say your last name, Junior?
Babauta.
Babauta. Junior Babauta.
Yeah.
Okay. Is that, what is that, Filipino?
It's Chamorro, Gomanian.
Oh.
Yeah.
And you grew up in?
I was actually born on Oahu, and then
okay.
I left there when I was like 9, and then I lived
Oahu.
in the mainland.
Oh, in the mainland.
I lived on the mainland for after Oahu when I turned 9. Then I went to the mainland, lived on the mainland for most of my life.
Oh.
Yeah.
I remember because we would talk about like basketball, playing basketball, and you said you played basketball in Oahu.
Yeah. When I was a kid, when I was little, started there. Yeah.
Dude, basketball. We talk so much about basketball and like how much it's impacted us. And how it helped us get into martial arts. And one of the things I brought up was like when I used to play, I used to have a big ego.
Yeah.
And I was lucky, and you even said it too. Like we're lucky that no one wanted to test us.
I was thinking about that on the way over here.
Yeah.
Right. Like, cause I'm thinking about how do I, like how does the basketball thing play in, right? And like fighting and all this, and I'm like thinking, man, you had such a big ego. You thought you were so tough. Yeah. Luckily, no one wanted to test you, right? So like it's like thinking you know how to fight, and then not realizing you don't know how to fight until you start learning how to fight.
So you start training.
Yeah. So yeah.
How you been? How was your winter break? Because I remember we were talking about podcasting before.
Yeah, before
winter break,
left,
and then you went for a winter break to spend time with some family.
Yeah,
there.
in the mainland.
Yeah. How was it?
Good. I went back in my mother-in-law. She actually she's older, so when we go back, we spend extra time over there because we're trying to get her all sorted out. So
that's good.
We just went over there, spent the holidays with the family, with my son who's like my BFF. Shout out to Trey. I love you.
Team
Kadukus, Team Kadukus. So if anybody's in the Bay Area and they want to train, hit up my son. But we're just training. I messed my back up, so I wasn't able to train jiu-jitsu a lot. But train, when I go out there, usually it's funny. We'll probably get to this, but when I'm over there, I don't usually train for myself. I'm usually
there for them.
Training, and so when I go over there, I'm not like, and I honestly, I'm not even a fighter. Like, I'm a basketball player.
But you move, bro. You move. Like I remember when you came back, and we sparred like real like it was kind of a little bit tense, a little bit. But when you moved with Ty, and I was like, Junior, you've been training or something, and then like now you're bringing it up. You have like you said, you're not really training, but you're like holding and stuff.
Yeah. So like my journey to this whole thing isn't for like
fight.
Yeah, it's not to fight. It's actually not even for me. You know what I mean? So like so I go over there and I coach, but so what I was saying when I went over there, so like I'm coaching or whatever, and my whole thought is to come back and
spread the wealth.
Yeah. So for me training for myself actually just started when we came back last January and met Coach John.
Oh.
That's when I actually started training for myself. You know what I mean? So it's kind of. But when we went over there for the holidays, we just, hung out with the family, train. Yeah.
Did you train with John when it was at his house? I remember Just said he would go to when it was at John's house.
No, I met John the same day I met you. I met John.
No way.
Yeah. So actually,
what?
We were coming back because my wife just retired, so we could come back here permanently.
Oh.
So when we came back, I told her, hey, when we go back, I need to be part of a gym because I need to go find somewhere. Yeah. Kind of what we were talking about. Remember last week? Yeah. I need to find somewhere where I can feel like I'm connected and doing something. So we went to Central like the day we got back, and we seen Coach John and Jana in the ring.
Yeah.
And Coach John's very stoic.
Yeah. I love the way you say it, very stoic.
Yeah, so he looks at us and he's like, can I help you? And we're like, well, we're here for class, and he's like, oh, well, okay, but there was no one there, it was just him and Jana. He's like, come back tomorrow at 8.
Oh.
So we came back the next day at 8, and that's when I met you.
Oh.
Yeah. So then that was from that point on, we just started coming every single day.
Yeah. Because I see you guys even when I'm not there, I know you guys are there training.
Yeah.
Dude, that's crazy.
Yeah.
And I love when I work mids with you as well.
Yeah.
It's
I
fun.
appreciate it.
You're creative. Like practice. I think for me, it's like I love to practice the things I wouldn't practice in the cage or in the ring.
Yeah.
Because when it comes to go time, like I have to really like dial in and stick to what I'm good at.
Yeah.
But like other than that, like in training, I try to play around, make it fun.
Yeah,
You know, like basketball. I think growing up, I was part of a girls' club. It was technically a basketball club, but it was predominantly girls.
Yeah.
And a lot of people made fun of me for like, I told you practice with girls, this or that. You're not even that good. And then I ended up making like MIL in All State.
Yeah.
And then all that stuff, and JoJo practice with girls. I was like, yeah, I practice with girls. Look
what it got you.
Look what it got me, because I didn't really focus on like just beating them.
Yeah.
At practice, I was literally practicing moves like I wouldn't do on dudes.
Yeah.
Dudes are way more athletic, quick, fast. Like, no offense to like women, but like just physically.
They're more technical too.
Yes. Technical, and you're technical too. The way you look at like how people set up a strike or do a strike to set up the next strike, or even grappling.
Yeah.
Giving the arm to bait maybe a leg or something.
Yeah. It's funny because when you say that, like, in basketball, every sport, sometimes a lot of times the best coaches aren't the most talented, right? They're the ones that can see, break it down, be analytical, right? So what got me into training was my son was a baseball player.
Oh.
Yeah, he was playing college baseball, and he actually, it's not his passion. He was really good, but he didn't want to play. So I said, hey, well, you got to do something,
Yes.
And he decided he wanted to start training.
Yeah.
So the person that I was like, okay, if you start training, then we're going to take you to the place where you can actually get the most.
Yes. Where you can learn the best.
Where you can learn the best. So we took him to American Kickboxing Academy. And
good school.
Yeah, very good school. Very good school out in San Jose. And we went there as students. We're just students. We're not part of the the pros, because there's different levels, right? Over there, it's not like how it kind of we mesh at Central, where I get to train with the fighters. Over there, you're training with students, and the fighters train by themselves, right? But my mentality is I want my son to be with the fighters
one day.
Yeah. So when he went into class to learn how to be the fighter, I went into class to learn how to be the mid holder.
Oh. Yeah. And that's why you're like really good with the
mids. Because I was like, I'm like, I'm going to class and I want to take whatever they teach us, and we're going to go practice.
Yes.
Like 100 free throws, right?
Yes.
So I'd go into class, and I didn't worry about trying to punch and kick and do all those things. I worried about how can I receive his punches and his kicks.
And how to learn.
And how to see the movements and this and that. Yeah.
So that's what I'm learning too. From holding mitts.
Yeah.
Because when I first held, I was like, dude, I don't know what to do. Justin's like, nah, just hold the mitts. And I've kind of noticed like it's helping me see the strikes. Yeah,
you see it from a different angle.
Yeah. Just like jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
When you get submitted.
Yeah.
Part of learning a defense is you just got to get submitted.
Yeah.
And just like, holding the mitts, not really getting hit.
Yeah.
But by getting hit with the mitts, you know how it feels.
Yeah. Yeah, like if you notice, like I can get you to move into a really like smoothly.
Mm-hmm.
But I can do it from my side. But if I were to turn around and try to do it, I'll be clunky, right? Because I can feel it and see it from the side of making you do it. That's why I call it, like from my side, I call it like I'm playing a video game.
Yeah. Oh, I remember you said that. I remember you said that. It's like a video game.
Yeah.
I remember I was watching this. I think it was a YouTube video or a documentary, and they were talking about some of the best Olympic athletes that like succeed and get like gold medals. Their coaches have never like been a medalist or succeeded. And like I think the way you say it is like you see it from a different perspective, meaning you're better at, not better, but like how to teach it.
Yeah, I know how to teach it.
Yeah.
So I did it with baseball. Like I taught myself, because basketball was my thing. I taught myself how to play basketball.
Yeah.
My mind's going blank, but I was thinking it may come back to me. But like I feel like I really thrive on the side of like, hey, this is what I see.
Yeah.
Like I can execute it as well as you can, but I can see it. So yeah.
That's like Gordon Ryan.
Yeah.
You know.
Oh, that's what I was gonna say.
He says he's not the most athletic dude, but he makes the most athletic guys look the most unathletic.
Yeah. Basketball related. Eric Spoelstra from the
Miami Heat.
He never played NBA.
Yeah.
He was, like his story was he was on the Heat staff. I think he was like the towel person or something.
And he worked his way up, I think, through film.
Yeah.
I think he was a film guy.
Yeah, but he wasn't like, he didn't play pro ball.
Yeah.
And look at him.
Yes.
He's the head coach. He's like the head coach, like the winningest coach in Miami Heat history.
Yes.
Right.
And he
just signed an extension.
Yes.
So
wow, that's crazy.
So not to say like I'm Eric Spoelstra, but that's for me like going to like basketball, and like I said, I coach baseball. And funny how like we're here.
Yeah.
Like my thing has always, I call myself a poser.
Poser.
Yeah, because I'm when my son was playing baseball, so I became a baseball coach.
Oh.
I didn't play baseball prior.
Uh-huh.
I became a baseball coach because he wanted to play baseball.
Oh.
So then I said, okay, same thing. Well, if he wants to play baseball, I need to learn how to like teach him how to do things. To help him
for purpose.
Yeah, for purpose. So that's kind of like and I became a good baseball coach, and people thought, oh, you must have played baseball. And I'm like, no, I'm a poser.
Oh.
I only learned to coach because I wanted to help them. Yeah. And then like to transition that out, like it was helping other young people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So kind of like this whole thing here, I'm not a fighter. I didn't start training to become a fighter. I started training to help.
So to coach fighters.
To help, and not to help coach fighters, honestly.
Or you just coach people.
I was just holding pads for my son.
Oh.
And then in that, like I found my passion.
Yeah.
My passion is to like
give to us.
Give to you. Yeah, like, oh, there's another talented person.
Yeah.
But I know how, I know I'm not gonna get in the ring, but I can see things. I know how to make things move. Or here's someone that is new and they don't know how to get out of their new self. I know how to help them get out of their new self. Yeah. So so like in this whole thing, I'm a poser, but it's okay though.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Because sometimes you gotta just put yourself in that situation so you just get better at it.
Yeah.
Like just like jiu-jitsu, the black. You ever heard the saying a black belt is a white belt that just never stops?
Yeah, it's never stopped. Yeah.
Like nowadays, like freaking like purple belts are like in tournaments and stuff are catching like black belts.
Yeah. Yeah.
And, like it's crazy.
So I got a question for you. Is it okay for me to ask questions?
Yeah.
So in reverse, right? The black belt is a white belt that never stopped.
Uh-huh.
What is a white belt that's never belted up that started long time ago? What is that person?
True. Ooh, I don't know. That's a tough one.
You know what I'm asking? No, go.
I think maybe like technique or you know how like some coaches are like they test you not only for the skill but certain attributes as a person or like characteristics. Maybe that, because I've at the other place I train at, I've known Fight for Life. Clyde would say like some people like he wouldn't belt because of certain characteristics or the way they are, or stuff like that.
Yeah. So I asked because I actually trained it, my journey through. I was actually looking at the questions. So
Oh, okay, that's good.
Yeah. So and if we can ask or whatever, is it free or just organic?
Yeah,
you're editing too, right?
It's literally Okay. But the way I do it is with the podcast. I won't really edit it. Unless it's for the clips.
Okay.
I'll clip other stuff for certain stuff, but think of it as more of a conversation. You can ask, you can talk, you can bring up anything.
So when I first started training jiu-jitsu, I started training jiu-jitsu like in 2009.
Okay.
Shout out to Greg Lara, my original professor at Battle Control Martial Arts.
Okay. Where's it? San Jose?
San Jose.
Okay.
Really good man. Really good man. I started training in 2009.
Okay.
And that's why I asked the question, because 2009, we're here 2024, and I'm still a white belt. Right?
I see.
So, but like that's why I asked, like a black belt is a white belt that never stopped. What is a white belt that's never stopped? That's still a white belt.
That's true. Maybe also activity.
Yeah. So
if you think about activity, because some people would be like they would say like, oh, I've had my white belt for 5, 6 years, 7 years. I remember talking to, do you know Rod?
No.
I think he told me like he had his blue belt for a couple of years.
Yeah.
For a while, or his white belt, I think. But I think it's not only like that stuff like technique and skill and characteristics as a person, but I think activity.
Yeah.
Because sometimes you'd be on and off, and I think for me, like once I started training, I got the bug.
Yeah.
So I was like, there was rarely a week where I'd go less than like 4 or 5 times.
Yeah. I thought about it. I thought about that for myself, right? And I said, because this is the mumbo jumbo part. If I had ever gotten any other belt, I would have never met JoJo.
Oh.
That's what I was thinking. If I would have gotten my blue belt, which would have led to my purple belt, which would have led to my brown belt, which would have led to my black belt, I probably would have never met JoJo, Yanagida, right? Because you know what brought me here was the color of my belt.
Really?
Yeah, you know, because so you know 2009, 2024, right? Mine was inactivity. Like I started in 2009 and I trained with Greg Lara for a good 6 months, right? And back when I started training, there wasn't blue belts, purple belts, brown belts, black belts. Greg, my professor, was only a purple belt. Right? So it was jiu-jitsu was new.
Yeah.
Right? So I trained for a few months and he said, hey, you're really good, you know, you should join a tournament. And I said, I'm not ready yet. And he's like, no, but you're really good. So I joined, you know, and to be honest, I was doing good, right? I had side control, right? But I don't know if you put too much pressure, they'll flip you, you know. So
sweep you,
so I you know, I had side control and I was good for a minute, and then, you know, I leaned over and all of a sudden he swept me, right? So then we're going back and forth because he has my arm doing this. I don't even know what it is at the time. But I'm thinking, man, I'm strong. I'll just push him back and forth, right? So I'm doing this for like a minute, you know, and my coach Greg at the time, you know, because we're all new, even he's new, right? He's giving me one instruction. He's saying oompa, oompa.
Oh yeah.
And I'm like, I'm trying to bridge.
Yeah.
And then he's just keeps saying oompa, and at this point I'm like, I've oompa'd like 100 times. I don't know what else to do.
Yeah. And
right?
you're tired.
And I'm tired.
Yeah.
Right. So then one last this way, and then the last one I said, man, I can't hold it no more. So he turns me and he cranks me, and I don't know anything, you know, I don't know anything. So I don't even tap. Like I tap, verbal taps, I go, because it pops.
Yeah.
Right.
Oy.
So that was my first experience in the tournament.
Oh my gosh.
And then from then on, I was like mentally like screwed up. Discouraged, right? And then, so every time I tried to restart, I was always like, nah, I don't want to do this. Nah, I don't want to do this, you know? So much time had passed from then until I actually like said, okay, I'm going to really like restart and do it. You know what I mean? But I think about like, hey, you know, what if I had just went through it? You know, cause I'm always trying to like the mumbo jumbo part.
Understand everything.
Understand. Yeah. Like the reality is actually, so to go a little bit further back, I started getting interested in jiu-jitsu, and jiu-jitsu specifically like at UFC 1. That's how old I am.
Oh, Hoist Gracie.
When Hoist Gracie was pulling on Kimo's ponytail.
Yep.
I seen those things live. I seen it in real time.
You was in there.
No, I wasn't there, but I seen it like.
Oh, you was watching them
when it happened. Yeah, you know, like.
Oh, okay.
Oh, hey, there's this new thing. Check it out.
Yeah.
Like the very first one, right?
I remember.
So I'm like 17 years old. It's Christmas time. I'm watching this, right? And I'm like, man, I can do that, whatever that is. But at that time, that was only that right there, right? Jiu-jitsu was nowhere. There wasn't a jiu-jitsu around the corner. There wasn't even a white belt in the area. It was nobody, right? It was just on TV.
Yeah. So
I'm like, I think I can do that, but I never did it, you know. And then finally, when jiu-jitsu became and martial arts MMA started becoming, you know, popular. Now I'm at a point where I'm like, Trey's 10 years old. I started going to jiu-jitsu because I wanted to get him into jiu-jitsu. But he didn't want to get into it, so I was already there. And so I said, okay, I'll start. But at that time, I thought I was too old. I'm sorry, and I'm going somewhere. So I thought I was too old, right? I'm like maybe 29, 30, 2009, somewhere around there, right? So then at 30 years old, I'm like, yeah, I'm doing jiu-jitsu. You know, I think I'm too old, but I'm getting better. And then that happened to me as a 30-year-old man.
When you hurt your arm.
Yeah. So then I'm like, man, I'm too old for this. I'm too old for this. And that's ego, actually, right? So then you fast forward like a few years, and then Trey, not actually a lot of years, and then Trey wants to train. So then I link up with my good friend Doyle Childs, who trained back at
San Jose.
At Battle Control with me and Greg. When we first started training, he was a white belt, I was a white belt. He wanted to fight, but there was no such thing, right?
Back in the, oh yeah.
You know, everybody's saying, I want to fight, I want to fight, I want to
Yeah.
fight, right? So fast forward when Trey wants to fight, and this is my mental is kind of still messing with me because that's why I'm going in and out, right? Me and Doyle link back up. I take Trey to learn jiu-jitsu from Doyle, who is now a pro fighter with accolades, belted up, right? And here I am, like, man, I'm still a white belt, right? So I'm like, my mental's messing with me, right? And then not too long, right before COVID, you know, I decided, okay, you know, I'm gonna get back into it, and COVID hit, and then we came over here. This is when we moved here, and I signed up at the Nest because of Kiai. I don't know if you know Kiai. No. What's up, Kiai? He owns a tattoo shop in Kihei.
I think I've seen him a couple times. I think, yeah.
So really good dude too. Cool. He goes to the Nest, so he told me go to the Nest. So I signed up, but it's COVID. I go there like couple times, and this is where I met Kavei, who I was telling, Kavei, and at the time she's a white belt. And then again, you know, the mental, and then I leave. I don't go there for a long time, and then right before we come back here this last year, getting to, you know, where we're at today, I meet this lady named Olivia, and it's kind of funny because you talk girls and this and that. I meet this lady, my coach Olivia. She said she was going to start a jiu-jitsu class at a new school that had nobody. And I was, okay, I'm going to go there because I want to start over. I don't want to like have the pressure of like going to compete. I want to compete, but I want to feel like I can start fresh. I don't want to go see old faces and they have brown belts and here I have my stupid white belt, right? So Coach Olivia like said, yeah. So she started her school. I went there. She was like instrumental in me like saying, you know what? And this is now we're, you know, said 30. Now I'm 45, 44.
And you look good for your age.
Thank you, bro.
You look, like when you told me that, I was like, what?
Yeah.
I thought he was like 30 or like, you know what I mean? Like mid 30.
Yeah, thank you, bro. I appreciate that.
And when you said that, I was like, what are you eating? Like, I'm like, what are you eating? What are you drinking? Because I need to know.
Water. Yeah, so then I met Olivia. And, you know, I got really inspired. So this is like this past year. And this is the past year, like I said, you know what, now I'm going to stick with it. So I've been way more consistent. I've actually competed twice. But kind of going all the way back, and I'm thinking, you know, that whole journey I actually went to a school, Heroes Martial Arts in San Jose. They're a really good school. The owner of these schools, again, they were those white belts and the blue belts. Now they have schools. Now they're second-degree black belts. And they don't even know me because all I did was they were the white belts that kept on going. I was the white belt that stopped. And now I'm looking at them like, man, you got a school. You don't even know who I am. If I would have just continued along with you, you would know who I am today. So I'm getting somewhere. You would know who I am today. I'd be a black belt. I'd have been in tournaments and done all these things, but I wouldn't be here today. I wouldn't be here.
I know what you mean.
So the fact that I'm still a white belt, it's okay because it was all timing. I wasn't supposed to start my journey to whatever belt I'm going to. And actually now today I don't care, but I wasn't supposed to start my journey of this thing until now.
Yes. And I look at it because we don't like judge religion and stuff here. I'm when it comes to that, like I think like God has a plan.
Exactly.
You know, and everything happens. It's crazy because like I was reading yesterday and I was like, dude, this is what I needed at this moment at the right time. And then, like I just looked up. I was like, you know, like it was him.
Yeah,
you know
for
what
sure.
I mean? Like like it was for a purpose. And even like you talking about the journey, I think like everybody has their own journey.
Yeah.
You know, whether it's, you know, you're still a white belt, whether your friend is a black belt, like everybody has their own pace.
Yeah.
Like everybody, some people learn quicker, some people learn slower, but like I trust, I write in I journal. I tell people like I journal and I'm very open about it. Like I don't really care what people say if I journal or not.
Yeah.
I always thank God like that I tell him I trust you, you know, if this is what I think I'm going to do, I'm going to trust that you can put me on the right path towards it.
Oh yeah.
And like I think part of that, I think in the last podcast I had with Just, I talked about how it was with Alana. I talked about how important it was to believe in a higher power.
For sure. Yeah.
You know, regardless, it's Buddhism, Islam.
Yeah. Whatever.
Whatever it is.
Yeah.
You know, believing in something higher that's
For sure.
more than you.
Yeah.
Especially like when you have a team, like basketball, being
bigger than you.
Yes, it's bigger than you.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, that's what I learned these past couple of years coaching basketball.
Yeah.
Because once I told myself, I made this decision to quit. I had the option to keep playing basketball in college, and then I told myself, nah, maybe that's not for me. Yeah. And if you think about it, that led to me being here with you too.
Yeah, exactly.
If I still played basketball, who knows where I'd be?
Yeah.
You know, because I had goals of playing overseas.
Yeah.
And then, you know, if that went and followed through, I wouldn't be here with you today.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's just crazy, like how you see it.
Yeah, and then, you know, like everyone at Central, at Yanagida, like all of us were seeking.
Yeah.
You know, and that, so when I think about that, I'm always trying to find the bigger message, like the higher power. What is the bigger picture, right? So, but knowing that, you know, like all those things, like, you know, there's things we can't control, and I know that when I connect these dots, that I'm in the right spot, right? When I say, okay, let me look at this let me go below the surface. Let me ask myself, why am I still wiped out? Oh, I get it now.
Yes.
Right. Like, oh, okay, because like the basketball thing, right? I always said there's a reason why God didn't make me 6'5". Can you imagine, Jojo? Like, I mean, you only know me. We know each other pretty good now, right? But imagine me at 6'5".
Dude, you'd be a baller.
Right? I wouldn't be here.
Yes. You'd probably be playing pro.
I would have been retired, right? Or done, but I wouldn't have been
here on Maui.
I wouldn't have been here on Maui. Or if I was here on Maui, it wouldn't be for
training
or
like anything more.
It'd probably be basketball or right, because then I would have like said, oh, 6'5".
Yeah,
I'm who I am.
Yeah, you maybe would have opened up like a basketball academy or something.
Yeah. So like when I think about all the things, like, you know, like your higher power, but when I say God didn't make me 6'5", that's just a metaphor to me. It's God gave me what He gave me for a reason.
Yes, and that's and I love that, because I would tell myself, like, God, when it comes to me and, like, you know, how far I want to go, what I want to do, I tell myself, like, Jojo, God gave you a gift.
Yeah.
You know, regardless what it is, until you find it, figure out a way how to find it and use it to get as far as you can.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, because I feel like with me, when it came to basketball, I wasn't the tallest dude.
Yeah.
I wasn't the most athletic, you know, for being 5'11" Filipino.
Yeah.
And can't dunk.
Yeah.
Some of my friends give me some stuff, you know. They're like, Jojo, you ain't got no hop. Or, you know, I wasn't the fastest. I wasn't the quickest. I wasn't. But one thing I had when it came to basketball, everyone tell me, Jojo, you had a work ethic.
Yeah, for sure.
Because one of my heroes and someone, you know, we're Lakers fans.
Yeah.
You know, Kobe Bryant.
They're playing right now, I think.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I need to make sure I check that out. But Kobe Bryant was like my hero.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, growing up was like, I listened to him every day. I would watch him play. You know, I remember when Celtics beat him in like 08, 09.
Yeah, by 39.
And I got salty. And my uncle was a Celtics fan.
Yeah.
I remember like they live right above us. And I went downstairs crying to my dad. He was like asking, why are you crying? I was like, because the Lakers lost. And then they're like, oh, my dad was like, oh my God, you know?
Yeah. So how were you when how did you react to Kobe's passing?
Yes. We talked about this, but I was in my dorm room in college. I was still playing ball up in Washington. My friend sends me a DM talking about, oh, Kobe Bryant died, this and that. And I'm like, oh no, that's fake.
Yeah.
You know the media. Next thing you know, later I see on like the big pages, like Bleacher Report, ESPN. I'm like, oh, this is for real.
Yeah.
And I just bawled. Like I started ball crying.
Yeah.
And I remember our text in our group chat for our basketball team, Coach Harden, shout out to Coach Harden. He said, hey guys, because usually Sundays is like a rest day, but I'll still go in the gym to like get on the shooting machine, shoot some free throws. And I didn't feel like playing basketball that day. I was just like, dang.
Yeah. Someone said something the other day, it still feels unreal.
Yeah.
Like you still feel like he's gonna pop up somewhere.
Yes.
Right? Like so it's funny because like I pay too much attention. Sorry, I'm
No. This is podcast is completely open, Junior.
So like but like my mind kind of like goes in, you know, like the Kanye West thing.
Yes.
Like my mind kind of goes everywhere. So like when I asked that, I was like, but it led to something. So I don't know if we talk about this when Kobe passed, right? And how it feels unreal. None of us, we don't really know him, but we haven't had an opportunity to really digest someone of that magnitude leaving our space.
Yes.
Right? Because so many other things have happened.
Yes.
Right? But though I don't know if like I told you this, but when Kobe passed, I remember clearly what the day, you know, because obviously I'm a Laker fan, whatever. But the things leading up to, I promised my wife I wouldn't do this, but it just. Sorry, Mama. I'm sorry.
You gotta.
So
now that you brought it up, you can't take it back.
So I remember the day, like he died on, I think it was like a Sunday, I think.
It was a Sunday, because that's usually the days I go to the gym and just shoot around.
Yeah, so he passed away on a Sunday, and like you, I thought it was fake, right? We're driving, blah, blah, blah. And then, you know, kind of, everyone's looking for things, and then it's confirmed, you know? And then, like, over the next week, some other stuff started happening, you know? Did we talk about this?
Yes, the COVID thing.
The COVID thing.
Yes.
Yeah. So it's okay for me to say
it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
okay, so totally. So then I'm focused on Kobe Bryant, just like everyone else, right? And, you know, I don't know why, for whatever reason, I pick up the newspaper, the San Jose Mercury News.
Yeah.
And on the front page, blasted Kobe Bryant. And of course it should be. Yes. Right? You think it should be.
Yes.
But then for whatever reason, I just kind of like just skim down the front page, and I see in the little tiny corner that there was a virus that was released in Wuhan.
Yeah. That's the one.
Yeah. And I immediately text my son, my wife, and my daughter. And I said, hey, and I'm joking at the time, I'm joking, but at the time I'm also like
worried a little bit.
I'm like, because my mind is like, it's like different, you know, like I see it and I'm like, you know what? That is actually supposed to be flipped.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be flipped. Like of course, Kobe thing is a tragedy, but this thing right here is supposed to be
here. Because technically COVID could impact more lives. Not saying Kobe didn't impact a lot of lives,
but COVID changed the whole entire world. Right. So I text messaged my wife, my son, my daughter, and I said, hey, I know Kobe, whatever. I said, but there's something going on, and I'm gonna go out and buy gas masks.
Yeah. I remember we were having this talk at CNBC.
Yeah. And the whole thing about, like, you know, I'm circling back, like, it's so ironic that like that the real news that was going on was being drowned out by Kobe Bryant's death, right? It's the same thing that was being drowned out by Kobe Bryant's death is the same reason we haven't been able to digest his death. You know what I mean? Like, does that make sense?
Like, because all the attention was
all the attention at the moment when they were like trying to like make us do this was Kobe. And then when that exploded, you had no more time to think about Kobe. So maybe that's not to everyone, but for Kobe fans and people that follow basketball, like the Kobe Bryant's death doesn't feel real.
Yeah, it still doesn't.
Because we haven't been able to like digest it because it's been overtaken by so many other things.
Stuff. Distractions.
Yes. So follow-up question for you is, how do you think Kobe Bryant would be moving around in this kind of climate?
If he were still alive.
If he were still alive today, you think he would be just kind of going with the flow? You think he'd be a voice?
Definitely a voice.
Why do you think he's not here?
Yep. It planned. Even like I seen this, like, I'm a big conspiracy theory guy, and I know we go back and forth about that stuff. Yeah. Like, you know, the I don't know, rapper, singer or whatever, X.
Oh, X Tentacion. Yeah.
I've heard rumors about him too.
Yeah.
And how like, you know, how he's helping impact people's lives, and then the way he died and all that stuff. Yeah,
like, and you know, like sometimes like it's not like you know, some there's conspiracy fact, right? And then also there's two is like we believe in God. You believe in God, right? Then you also believe that there's vibrations and energies, right? And there's synchronicities, and then there's the yin and the yang, right? Like,
it's crazy that you brought that up. Sorry to cut you off.
Yeah.
But Justin talks about frequencies and vibrations all the time.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm a big believer in that too, because I think of law of attraction.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, you naturally attract yourself to people who vibrate or at the same frequency.
Yeah.
And I think that's why we get along so well, because we vibrate at that frequency.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
And some people, like, they'll think we're crazy.
Yeah,
like,
of course.
What the hell are you talking about frequency vibrations, or you know what I mean?
Yeah, mumbo jumbo.
Yes, mumbo jumbo. But to me, you're not speaking mumbo jumbo.
Yeah.
It's like
clear,
real legitimate facts and understandings, and really asking questions about certain things that make you think about it at the next level.
And like to be clear, like, I'm not saying that they killed Kobe Bryant.
Yeah.
Right. What I'm saying is the world in what we've produced, right, can't exist with an energy like that in it. So the world took it out.
Oh.
Does that make sense?
His ability to impact people.
Yeah. So the world,
strong.
that the world removed it. You know what I mean? Because it's too much.
Yeah.
You know, too much. It's like, and the people that are, there's us, right? Like, who we think we're talking mumbo jumbo, right? And then there's the people above us who know the mumbo jumbo is real.
Yes.
And they talk it.
Yes.
With intent.
Yes.
Right. So, like, give you an example, right? Like, we say, oh, jujitsu, I wouldn't be wiped out if I wasn't here, blah blah blah. There are people above us that know law of attraction real.
Yes.
God's real, like real, like they have the secret book.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
So when they put out intention, and they know that when they put out intention, their intentions are fulfilled.
To hide that mumbo jumbo stuff.
Yeah, it's fulfilled, right? So maybe the people up here didn't kill him, but they put the intention out, and then the world did the rest. The universe, you know what I mean? The energies, the vibrations, did the rest. You know, does that make sense?
Yeah, like basically all the stuff that we think is not real, they know if it's real or not.
They know if it's real.
And then they're the ones trying to project like, oh, it's not real. So that people think.
Yeah, so they won't believe in it enough.
Yes. That's what I think of when it comes to school.
Yeah.
You know, when school, like, I think, even though I'm in college and stuff, I think school is, just because you go to school and graduate with a degree doesn't mean you're educated. To me.
Yeah, it doesn't.
You know, I don't think you get a bachelor's degree, master's degree, whatever. You're not educated.
Yeah.
You know, what I think, it's hard to say what being educated is. I think intelligence.
Yeah.
I think it is a better word for it.
Awareness.
Awareness. You know.
Common sense. Yeah, no, I completely agree. I don't have no bachelor's degree. Yeah. It took me 7 years to graduate high school. Yeah, and I feel like, in terms of like what I have in here, it's way more than school would ever taught me. You know,
that's what I'm learning, because I read like all these books outside of school.
Yeah.
And I'm like, why didn't they give us these books?
Because so
you know.
So think about it like this, right? Like, you believe in what you believe in, 100%.
That's true.
100%.
Yes.
Right, and you're a good person.
Yes.
Right. There's good people and bad people. There's good people that believe in what they believe in 100%, and all their intentions are good. And then what happens to them? All the good things they want. All of the good things they want, right? And then there are bad people who 100% believe in what they believe in with bad intentions. What are they going to get? Everything they want.
Yes, that's true.
Right? Because the universe. So for me, I grew up Catholic. I was born and baptized. I was born into Catholicism. I was baptized Catholic. I got my communion, right? Okay. And then as I'm growing up and like trying to like really find my direction, you know, I felt like Catholicism was kind of too like rigid, too like traditional, right? So I said, you know what? I'm just gonna go Christian. I mean, I think it's the same thing. Like, it's still the Bible, so I'm cool, right?
Same thing.
I'm cool. Still the same statue, everything, right?
Same. But my friend, sorry to say, but my friends tell me, Jojo, you don't go to church. Like, I'm like, bro, you don't got to go to church to be, religious.
Yeah.
You know, he's everywhere.
Yeah.
You know?
So then, after I was Christian, then I kind of just stripped it all away after a while. That's why, like I said, the universe, because that's kind of universal, right? Everybody uses the universe. It's funny because I kind of feel like, but I'm a nobody, right? I kind of feel like I've been of a mindset and been saying things for a long time, and then Instagram and TikTok got a hold of it, and now I'm just a normal person, and everybody says these things, right?
Yeah.
But like, so the universe, I feel like there's a greater power. I choose to use universe now because if you say Christianity to a Muslim, then you lose them, right? If you say Buddhist to a Christian, you lose them. So if you just leave it open ended,
and just say universe.
Just say use like what you say, whatever you want, like believe whatever you want, right? But I believe that there's a function going on.
Yes.
Right.
Have you read? Oh, sorry to cut you off.
No,
book Think and Grow Rich.
No.
Oh, okay.
So I got another answer for that one though.
Oh, okay.
Man, sorry.
No, sorry. We could talk forever, Junior.
So
I just gotta make sure I don't keep you too long.
Yeah.
I'm pretty much good.
Okay. So. I don't read books.
Oh.
I don't read books. Yeah, like and it's funny because I had this conversation with someone about, we were talking and they were like, hey, you should read this book. I've read this book. Like they're very good. This is about work, and they're very good. And I was actually having an imposter syndrome. I was like, man, I don't read books. Should I read that book? I mean, I think I know what's going on, but I didn't read a book. Maybe I should read a book, right?
Yeah.
So I'm talking to my wife. This is like only 2 days ago. And then I had this same exact conversation with his name's Dash, good friend of mine. His name's Dash. What's up, Dash?
Shout out to Dash.
Just the other night about the same thing. And I realized that, and it's gonna sound arrogant, but it's not meant to be arrogant. I don't read books because I'm an author.
Because you're writing your own.
Because I'm writing my own books that people are going to read.
That one.
And it's not arrogant, but you have to have the readers to give the knowledge to, and then you have to have the writers that have the knowledge to give to the readers.
That's like another saying. Basically, you choose to learn from experience, and just then trusting what the universe is.
What God's given to me, the gifts that God gave to me. And my book is what we're doing.
Yes.
My book is saying, oh, first wave coffee. Holy shit, that's connected.
Yes.
Because I have to do the first wave of this, and I'm, like that's my book. And then I take all these things and I'm meshing them together to try to tell a story, right? By saying, hey, you know why this bottle is here?
Yes.
Do you know why I'm still a white belt? Right?
You're trying to tie it together.
Yeah, trying to tie it together, and I'm trying to write the book in real time.
Oh.
Because
up here.
Yeah, up here, and then like just give it.
Yes, projecting it.
Yeah, just give it like today.
Yeah.
I'm writing a page in my book.
Yes, on the podcast.
On the podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm just trying to come say one of my chapters.
Yeah.
And hopefully there's some words in there that
could help somebody.
That can help somebody.
Yeah.
Because I'm a big dreamer who wants to support big dreams.
Dude, when you said that, I'm gonna tell a story. So when we're like short on tickets and stuff, and we needed people to buy tickets, Junior asked Alan like, how many tickets you guys got left? I'll buy the rest. And I just told Junior like, thank you, Junior. I appreciate it. And he said, Jojo, we're dreamers. We support other dreamers. And what was the quote you sent me about the balloons?
I said our goal in life is to find as many balloons as we can, and then hopefully along the way someone will find yours. So can I tell you the story behind that?
Yeah. I want to know the story. So
there's this. It's just I didn't make up the story, but I like to live by that mantra, right? So there was a gentleman who had like 500 people, and he wanted to perform an experiment on them. And he said, I'm going to perform this experiment on you. I'm going to send you into that room over there, and there's a bunch of balloons in the room. I'm going to send you all in there, and I want you to find your balloon as fast as you can and then come out. Right? So he said, you have 5 minutes. So he's all ready, go. Everybody goes in there, and they're looking around, going crazy, all kinds of chaos. Nobody found their balloons. 5 minutes passes. He stops them. He said, hey, hold on. He's okay. So this is what I want you to do this time. I want you to go into the room this time, and instead of trying to find your balloon, find any balloon. And then he said, okay, ready? Go. 30 seconds later, every balloon's found. So for me, the moral of that story was the goal in life, the pursuit of happiness is to help each other, basically, to find each other's balloons, because everybody's trying to find their balloon, right? Everybody's so focused on where's my balloon, where's my balloon, where's my balloon.
Yeah.
But if they just look to the left and look to the right and say, hey, Jojo, here's yours. Hey, BJ, here's yours. Hey, Ty, here's yours. Hey, Coach John, here's yours. Maybe one day someone will say, hey, JR, here's your balloon. Because guess what? I have not found it yet. Right? So I'm in a room, this is how I feel. I'm in a room with 500 people, and I'm like, Amy, Josh, Patrick, Michael. I was like, and then I look around and say, hey, has anybody found my balloon yet? Oh, nobody? Oh, it's cool. I'll just keep finding balloons. Right?
That's a really deep.
Yeah.
That's really deep.
So that's what it's about. Yeah, and that's what so big dreamer thing, the big dreamer, and like when we met, like I remember when we first met, to let you all know how far JoJo's come. Is it okay if I tell him?
Yeah, go ahead.
When I first met JoJo said, yeah, I'm just starting out. Like I've been training jiu-jitsu for a long time. I'm just starting striking, but I don't know if I want to fight because I'm kind of scared. And that's when the basketball conversation came up. And then immediately I went into I call myself Yoda.
Yeah.
Immediately I went to my Yoda mode and I was like, hey, you know what? It's okay. You do whatever you want to do.
Yes.
If you don't want to fight, you don't have to fight. You just do whatever you want to do.
Yes.
You know? I was just saying, just whatever you do, believe in yourself. That's it, right? A year and a half later, maybe almost like a year and a half later now, I think. Well, maybe, no, almost just a year now.
Yeah.
To show how far you progressed in such a short time because of your work ethic. Now, and there's work ethic and then there's belief. So we're gonna go somewhere, okay? Yes. So to see your progress, because JoJo went in less than a year from I don't know if I want to fight to went to California and knocked somebody out in his first MMA fight, right? So that's how far you've come off of work ethic. And I know you believe. I'm not saying you don't believe. But imagine, and we're gonna go back to like the religion, right? And the they and them like trying to fool us. Imagine if there is a higher power, right? But what I think somewhere they say God is within us all. Right? God is within us all. And then someone came along and said, God is within us all, but you have to believe outside to get God. No, God is in us all. So if you believe in yourself 1,000%, guess what you believe in? Yourself. You believe in God.
Oh, I see where.
Because God is
us.
Is within us, not outside of us. God isn't out here, or in the church, or out there in that church, or this church, or that church. God is
within us.
Is within us.
Oh. Okay.
So if you believe in this, so JoJo has ultimate work ethic. When JoJo believes in JoJo 1,000%, watch the explosion.
Oh.
Watch the explosion.
Yes.
And you're not getting away from God because they told God's within us all. But they try to trick us afterwards.
That he's in this location, or
he's
in this book.
Yeah, he's in this book, or in this thing, or in that thing. Well, how could he be in that book? The words are different. The book is.
Yep.
Right.
That's deep.
Yeah. So they, like for me, I changed my outlook on things, and I like, the shirt. He is greater than I.
Oh yeah, the symbol.
Yeah. It's a Christian thing. I believe in He is greater than I. I believe in that.
Me too.
He is greater than I. He is greater than I.
Oh.
He is greater than I. He is greater than I. We are greater than me. That's how I see that, right? So I was wearing a shirt. I was wearing a shirt one day. I was wearing that He is greater than myself.
And I noticed that that's your profile picture.
Yeah. And someone came up to me and they're like, "Man, I really love your shirt." And this one was a pink one. Right? I was like, "Thank you." I thought they were telling me it was like pink, right? Oh, thank you.
But he was talking about the symbol.
So he comes up to me again, right? And he's like, I got a question for you. Are you a believer? Oh. And then I went, oh. And I said, yeah, absolutely. And I said, oh, wait. Just to clarify, when you ask me if I'm a believer, like, what do you mean? He said, do you believe in God? Oh. And I knew what he meant, but I wanted him to
to ask it,
to tell me like out front. Mm-hmm. And I was like, yeah, I believe in God.
Yeah.
I said, I 100%. I said, but what do you mean?
Oh.
And he's like,
yeah,
like the only way is through Jesus.
Mm.
That way.
Oh, I know what you mean.
Because this is Christian.
Yeah.
Right. And then that's where the conversation kind of like, it didn't go sideways, but then that's where I was like, like, that's a hard question to answer. Because I believe in God. And I believe he is greater than I. Mm-hmm. But we're all circling back. Sorry, Jojo.
No, good.
But I went through Catholicism, who told me that I needed to believe in them to get to heaven. Mm-hmm. And I needed to say 12 Hail Marys and go to confess to the priest. Yeah.
I went through that whole process.
Yeah. And then I went to Christianity. He said, you don't have to do any of that stuff, but you have to do this stuff, and that stuff's not actually right. Mm. And then along the way, I find these other things, right? And then and then this is my conversation to him. I said, and then come to find out, like all these years later, the statue is not even the right color.
Oh.
I think. I don't know. Oh. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So like, what's your visual depiction of Jesus? Mm-hmm. What does he look like to you?
The one like the long hair, one carried the cross,
kind of pale like complexion, right? Like maybe like a European.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Where was Jesus from?
What do you call that?
Like he was like Middle East. Like Middle Eastern, and what do Middle Eastern people look like?
Could be
more darker,
Islamic,
right? Yeah,
or
like Islam, like all like darker skin, like features are different, right? So here's what I'm going, right? Like even the statue isn't the right person.
That's the higher powers trying to tell you a different.
And I'm not saying that. I'm not. I thought the statue that I was looking at was that. Mm-hmm. But then when I grow up and I do my own like looking and researching, I'm like, wait a minute. And this is no, nothing against anyone. Mm-hmm. I'm like, wait a minute. So there's this Christian faith that says, and this is real, says that Jesus is black.
I think I heard that.
It's real, right? And there's proof that Jesus came from Africa and all these things, right? There's facts or things. And then there's the one that we learned.
Yes.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
There was the one that I learned that says, no, Jesus was. So right there is the reason why I say God's within me.
Yeah. Because you don't want to argue. You don't want to go down that spiral.
Because I'm not the one that everything that I was believing in my whole life, come to find out there's debates about that.
Yeah.
And I'm not the one that's debating it. It's you telling me that I need to go here and you telling me I need to go here, and right? So I'm like, I got the message. I know the message. The message is God is within us all. Mm-hmm. That's it.
Yeah. And just like Jiu-Jitsu, there's never a right answer.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's what I love about MMA too.
Yeah.
There's never a right answer to go a certain route.
Yeah.
That's deep.
Yeah.
Dude, that's deep.
Sorry, brother. Was that too much?
No. It's open podcast. You can say whatever you want.
I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Man. That's also it's like that. Like there's, I think today in this, like there back like 10, 12 years ago, everything was conspiracy theory. Yeah. And now, like how much longer does it just need to be before it's not conspiracy theory anymore? It just is. Yeah. So my point to all that is like for you, like I like the growth that you had over this past year, right? And whoever, from me to you, you believe in, you're a Christian. From me to you, I believe in God too. Same one as you, right? Like but my message, I have to make my message universal,
well known. Yeah,
universal. Like so, like for example, this, right? I didn't become a baseball coach to coach baseball. I became a baseball coach to deliver the message
to your son,
to my son, and to all the other baseball players, right? To deliver the message. No matter what book you read, there's a message that they tell you to deliver, whether it's Bible, Quran. The first 5 rules in every book are the same, right? So I said, okay, I got it. I know the 5 rules. Okay. Now let me go masquerade as the poser and deliver the message inside of baseball, right? So I'll take them to teach them how to play baseball, but at the same time, like, hey man, make sure you believe in yourself. Make sure you believe in yourself. Make sure that you believe in yourself more than anybody believes in you, right? That's what God's telling us, right? God said, I'm the way. Oh. So if you don't believe in yourself, you don't believe in me. Oh. Right. So I try to, right. So here I am right now, Jojo. Like I'm not the best coach. I'm not the best fighter. I'm an old man, right? I'm here in Maui, in my space, in my dream, because everyone, like, we're dreamers. Yeah. And right now, you've invited me to be in your dream. So we're in each other's dream right now, right? Yeah. My dream when I go to Central Maui every single day is to deliver the message.
That's deep. That's deep.
Right? Yeah. But I can't go there and say, hallelujah. Let's pray.
Some people be like, Junior, what are you doing? What are you saying?
Well,
I'm just here to train.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So I go there to be in the grind with you guys, train every single day. And then every so often, hey, make sure you believe in yourself.
Yes. Now that you brought that up, like I wouldn't really say I'm Christian, but like, because my parents are Catholic. I grew up in a Catholic household. I went to Christ the King Church.
Okay.
I think it's Catholic.
Yeah.
You know, growing up.
You never know. You're just going.
I just go because my parents are like, hey, you got to come to church.
Okay, so we'll figure it out right now. Did you kneel down, sit down, kneel down?
Yes.
It's Catholic.
So I would kneel, sit down, we raise our hands and stuff. You know, I was a kid. I was like, sometimes I'd be taking a nap. My dad would slap me like, hey, wake up, you know?
Same thing, yeah.
I would go occasionally, like, maybe like before a fight, I would go and stuff. But other than that, like, I wouldn't consider myself really Catholic. Or now that you bring it up, it makes me think like, yeah, what am I? Yeah. You know? Yeah. But the main thing is believing.
Yeah. The main thing, so don't worry about what you are.
Yeah.
Just worry about that you believe in yourself.
I like that.
You believe in yourself, you believe in God, because God is within us. And then it doesn't matter what they tell us you have to believe in, what title you have to put on it, right? You don't ever have to read the book anymore because you already know the rules, right? So it's funny because I tell you my 101 goals book.
No.
So I have this book, and it's all law of attraction, intentful, like vibration, all this stuff, right? It's all with that, God, right? So the point of 101 goal book is to write, usually like they say, okay, write your top 10 or write your top 20 or even your top 100. The 101 means just keep going. Don't stop writing your goals out, right? So it don't even have to be 101.
102.
It could be 102, it could be 94, 93, 87, right? It's just every time you have a goal, come in here, write it down, right? And then every time you write a new goal, just scan it and see if you can cross any out, right? We get way into it. I've crossed the most impossible ones out. The easy ones are still there. I've crossed the most impossible ones out, right? One of them was understand my faith. And I wrote that when I was really, really, really into my Christian faith, and I had to, everything, my whole life was dependent on believing in Christianity and make sure I prayed every day. And it was so bad, I would, like, planes flying by, I'm praying for the people in the planes, like flying by to get home safely. I'm like spending all day praying, right? You know, and then it just didn't feel like I felt like I was doing the right thing, but I just wasn't feeling like I was getting any closer.
Didn't feel like you were getting anywhere.
I felt like I was praying, and maybe I was, maybe I was just praying to pray and out of habit, repetition. So I wrote in my 101 goals book, understand my faith. And then God came to me. And not like in my ears, right? Through experience, through connecting the dots, through showing me things along the way. And he told me, if you want to understand your faith, then you have to strip your religion off of it. And I said, but God, like, then if I strip my religion off of it, then I won't go to heaven. And he said, exactly.
Oh.
And you know what I chose to do? Strip my religion off of it. Oh. Because what's important to me is to deliver the message to anyone. Whether if you're Christian, then be Christian. 1000%. Don't shortcut it. If you're Muslim, be Muslim.
1000%.
Don't shortcut it. Just don't shortcut it. Because whatever you say you believe in, once you shortcut it, you don't believe it in anymore. And if you don't, you're not invested. And if you don't believe in it, then you don't believe in God. And you could be a Christian, but if you're not 1000% believing in it, then you're not a Christian. Period. Right? You can say you are.
Yes.
Right? But if you're a Christian and you believe in Christianity, but then you're always saying, well, why am I down on my luck? And why am... Next question you ask after you ask yourself if you believe in God is ask yourself if you believe in yourself. And if the answers are different,
then you either don't believe in one of those things.
Exactly. Right. And if you don't believe in yourself, then you don't believe in...
I see.
Right?
That's crazy.
Yeah. So believe, but anything you do it with 100%. And make sure you believe in yourself 1000% more than anyone. And then watch how you explode. Yeah. And I know you can. I see it. Like, I seen the progression. I'm like, man, I worked so hard. You know, all these things. And I know you believe in yourself. But like, this is now because we're here and you know, my chapter and I'm delivering the message. This is what I'm not here to be the next best boxer. I'm actually really not even here to be the pad holder. I'm here to
journey. Spread the message.
Spread the message. Word. Yeah. And along the way, I'm good at holding pads. And I love it too. So, you know, so I'm going to help there too. You know what I mean?
And along the way, somebody will pick up your balloon.
And along the way, hopefully somebody will pick up my balloon. And I'll be very appreciative. Because I think, to me, that's metaphors, right? If someone picks up my balloon, I'm in heaven.
Yes. Dude, that's deep, Junior.
Sorry, man.
No, that's
too much mumbo jumbo.
No. To me, that's not mumbo jumbo.
Yeah, I appreciate it, Jojo.
If you ever talk to Just about how sometimes I talk to him, like I'll tell him stuff like, Just, maybe I'm just overthinking, or maybe I'm crazy, and then he would tell me, no, you're not.
Yeah.
Like there's a reason why those thoughts are in your head.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
explore them.
Yes.
Explore them. All those thoughts in your head, explore them.
And that's why I journal. Yeah. Because like sometimes things will pop in my head.
Yeah.
And I would say like, oh freak, there's so much things on my mind sometimes.
Yeah.
You know, I just forget things. So I journal them. Yeah. Right away. I'm like, dude, I gotta write this. Or even on my laptop, you know, I have like notes for like my goals. And it's good that you brought up goals too, because I'm a big believer in writing down your goals, and that it'll increase. I don't know the percentage. There's like people say like this percentage your goals will happen. Just by writing them down, it makes you like more
accountable.
Yes.
Yeah. It makes it real. You have to think it, and then you put it down on paper, and then you execute, and then it happens. And so do it, right? Just 101. And it doesn't have to be 101.
Yeah.
Start with 4 or 2 or 1.
Yes. And right? Last year I had I hit 4 of my goals. It was like Naga tournaments, MMA, and then school, and I forgot. But like even this year I got goals down. Yeah. You know, and man, Junior. And that's your goals are my goals. Yeah. That's the thing. And that's one of the things that I really appreciate from you is how supportive you are.
No.
Because like I always feel like I don't thank Alan, Justin, and Alana enough for what they do for me. You know, behind the scenes.
Yeah.
They do so much, and we're having a biannual. I think it was a biannual meeting. There was one thing. It's like, Jojo, is there anything else we could do for you to help you get your goals, or something we can help you to lift you up? Yeah. And I told them nothing. Yeah. I told them, you guys are doing enough already for me. You know what? Because from where I came from and the people I was around, like, it's hard to find good people.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like you,
Yeah,
Junior. And I think the dreamer thing that you brought up, like having people around you that really support you, man, it's hard to find those type of people.
Yeah, you know, it is, man. But I think you like this. What the thing about Central and Yanagitas, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, if you talk about the podcast,
Yes.
and then you think about Yanagitas and trying to build up, and you think about Central's been around a long time,
Yeah.
but not Coach John.
Mm-hmm.
Coach John's trying to build this thing up,
Yes.
right? It's all the lost tapes,
Yes.
right?
The foundation,
and it like the people that care are here.
Yeah.
They're here.
Yes.
Right. And so Luke said something, and I believe it too. I believe it. Like he said, I really believe you don't have to go to American Top Team and all these.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
I believe it's not how you train, or it's not where you train. It's how you train.
That's
right.
That's big.
But on the other side of that, where Luke was, the other side of that is the reality that we need to understand is, because he was talking about entertainment. It's not where you train, it's how you train. That's what gets you to be the best version of yourself.
Mm.
But where you train can help you excel your career. The entertainment part of it, right? Right. You could be the best in the world. Like, we'll just take Calais, for example.
Mm-hmm.
So amazingly talented.
Yes.
And deserves to be on the big card.
Yes.
But because we're on Maui, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's like, you know what I mean? So there's this thing where you don't need American Top Team to be your best version of yourself.
Mm-hmm.
That's absolutely true. Like, yeah. But for the other part, so this is the AKA thing, right? And this is why I like the lost tapes. I always root for the lost tapes. Mm-hmm. Everyone started in the lost tapes. It's just the ones that have become successful are the black belts that never quit. Yeah. Right. Coach Hav, he's the owner and head coach over at AKA. Mm-hmm. AKA wasn't always AKA, and Coach Hav wasn't always Coach Hav. Oh. But he stood the test of time, kept his core people, the ones that cared, with him the whole way. Mm-hmm. Right? And then just went through the lost tapes era and kept going. So like with you guys, with us, or the whole thing, Luke's absolutely right. It's not where you train, it's how you train. But where you're training, you have to believe in it 100%, 1000%.
It comes back in a circle.
So that it can, right? Yeah. You can't say, oh yeah, I'm training hard here, and then like let out little things of, well, I wish it was, wherever you're training, that is the Mecca. You know what I mean?
Yes.
In your mind.
That's the foundation.
That's the foundation. And it doesn't matter at what point it's at. Right? Like I say that because this, right? Like I come in to drop in, and this is the plate thing and all this. I come to drop in, and I ask Alan, hey, what's the drop in? And she's like, oh no, don't worry about it. I said, no. What's the drop in? Because if you don't place value on your thing, then no one else will place value on your thing.
That's deep.
So I'm going, because I'm a dreamer.
Yes.
I don't care if you're trying to give me for free.
Yes.
I'm placing value on your thing. The value that you should place on it for everyone when they walk through this door. You know what I'm saying?
Yes. Yes.
Right? Believe in your thing 1000%. 1000%, so that when you say drop in is this much, that you're okay with it. Mm-hmm. And if you don't want to, then it's okay. Yeah. But drop in is this much. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
Because if you don't believe in it.
If you don't believe in it, then who else will? Yeah. There's a saying like this for me, right? Like they say, your closest friends won't buy something that you're trying to sell them for 50 cents. Instead, they'll go buy it for $3 from somewhere else because you won't give it to them for free. And you're selling it for 50 cents. My mindset is, how much would you sell it to someone you don't know? Okay, here you go. I don't want 50 cents. I want to know how much you're going to sell it to them so that I can pay you that. Because I want you to believe that whatever you're giving is valuable, is worth it.
Yes.
right?
Yes.
So that's what I'm saying. Like in these lost tape eras, you're gonna have your core, right? The core that like whatever, right? But don't let the guests come in and place zero value on it. When the guests come in, hey, welcome. We appreciate you being here, but
this is the price.
This is the price. This is the value because it's valuable here.
Yes.
And we're not meaning any harm or nothing, but there's value here.
Yes, because we believe in it.
Because we believe in it. Yes. And we don't have to discount it for you to come. And I'm not a business person. I'm not even talking about business.
Yeah.
I'm talking about
value.
Value yourself.
Yes.
If you're going to put something out there and you say it's worth this much, it's worth this much.
Yes.
No matter what.
Yes.
And if it sells zero, then fine.
Yeah.
If one person comes to me and they want to buy it, guess how much it is?
Zero.
No.
Oh,
it's the price.
Yes. Yeah. Oh, I thought you were talking about the zero when you said it was zero.
No, like it's like like I say, if it's like I say I want, I'm selling my product for $50 and nobody buys it, right? And then someone comes along and says, hey, I want to buy your product. How much is it? Or they say, hey, I want to buy your product. No one's bought it yet. I see on the thing, or they say, I see on your website it's $50, and they say, how many people have bought it so far? And I say, nobody. And they're like, well, then how much is it? $50.
Yeah. You gotta stick to it because you know the value.
Because you know the value. Yes.
That's the thing I have with some of my friends. Like one of my friends cuts hair. Shout out to Bryson. And one of my friends sells shoes. DJ.
Yeah.
Free. He names it free shoes, but it's not free.
Yeah.
but I remember when he first started up his business with free shoes. Like he was selling the shoes for like 160 or something. He's like, nah, Joe, just give me 150.
Yeah. And
I was like, nah, man, I gotta support your business.
Yeah.
So instead of giving him the full price 160, I just gave him like an extra like $15. I think I gave him like 175.
Yeah.
And he was like, Joe, he gave me a hug and everything. I was like, bro, when it comes to business, you gotta support.
You got to.
Yeah. Just like jiu-jitsu, it's always, we were talking about this before we started a podcast. It's usually the people below you.
Yeah.
That's going to discourage you from trying to do things above.
Yeah.
And I tell my friend Boko, who also cuts my hair, when he raised his price, it was like 40. And he's like, nah, Joe, you can just give me like 30, 35.
Yeah.
I gave him 50.
Yeah. Because
value, and sometimes it's just about the relationship.
It's a relationship. You don't want to undercut them.
Yeah.
Right. You don't want. Yeah. Of course, for sure.
And we were talking about this with the girls, Ellen, and saying we're talking about destination, journey, and all that. And I think because I look up to Kobe, one of the things he said was, it's not the journey.
It's the dream. The journey is the dream.
Or it's not the destination.
Yeah.
It's the journey.
Yeah. His I like that quote.
Yes.
His quote was, the journey is the dream.
Yes.
It's not the championship isn't the dream. It's everything he did to get there.
Yes. The people you meet.
Yeah.
The people you talk to, the
waking up at 4 a.m. Yes.
The places you visit.
Yes.
Like playing basketball, I would have never imagined myself in Washington in the cold snow.
Yeah.
Dude, I hate the cold.
Yeah.
I can't even sit in EL for like 5 minutes if you ask Ty. Like,
he told me.
I wouldn't have went to Vegas growing up. I was in high school. I played in Vegas. I went to California. If it wasn't for basketball, I would have never went those places. Just like MMA.
Yeah.
I would have never went to Stockton.
Yeah.
Just like how I never met you. If I never started boxing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I remember after Luke's, because you're a big supporter of our podcast.
Yeah.
It's when every time you guys walk up to me and tell me you guys listen to the podcast, like I get a big smile, a big grin. Because it's like, dang, these people really support.
Yeah.
And when you brought up how like all of our stories, me, Ty, Josh, and Luke, how all of it just tied, it was just like, there's something that's
for sure
putting us together.
Yeah. And you the thing about our life, right? Like the thing that we can control in our life is we get to control
everything.
We can't control when we die, but we get to this is our game, right? We just have to like be aware enough to connect the dots together, right? And I tell people too, like, this is your game, so you can even take dots that don't connect and connect them together. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'll be like this, I'll go, oh, I want to, you know, like something big, like, oh man, I really want to like, I really want to win the jiu-jitsu tournament next week. So I'll go wash my car. I'll go, you know, do 10 things, right? 9, 10 things, whatever I'm doing up to that point. And you know what I consciously do? This is to win the jiu-jitsu tournament. This is to win the jiu-jitsu tournament. This is to win the jiu-jitsu tournament. That's the law of attraction.
Oh.
Right?
I see.
Like you just attract it to yourself. Like you connect everything together. We have the ability, because it's our life, to connect everything together, or to let all the dots just continue floating separately.
Yeah.
I go like this.
And put them together.
Yeah.
Just like Legos.
Yeah. Oh, that one doesn't connect? Does now.
Yes. Purpose.
Yeah.
You want to have a purpose. I remember I was telling Josh, like, I don't know if I want to finish school.
Yeah.
You know, but I'm like right there. You know, this summer I should be able to finish. But I was like, man, I don't know if school's for me. It's college, yada yada yada. But I told myself part of it is I don't want to start something and not finish it.
Yeah.
You know.
For sure. Yeah, absolutely.
And like that made me think of it like how you said it. You know, even though the dot won't connect, you find a way to make it connect. Yeah. And I think that really relates to.
Yeah. Like, and you know, like it's kind of like saying, whatever you're doing throughout your day, make sure that it's a choice that you've made to do it. And if you chose to do it,
it has a purpose.
It has a purpose. And if it has a purpose, then do it 100%. We're coming back to that one.
Yes.
And if you do it 100, if you did everything that, you don't have to do like a lot, right? It's not like I have this thing, our baseball players, we would say, what do you do? They say, work hard. And I'd say, how long? They say, all day, right? It can be misconstrued as, oh, so you mean you want me to wake up in the morning and work from dusk till dawn? No. What I want you to do is, whatever you choose to do throughout your day, make sure that you're doing it with purpose.
Yes.
And it's something that you want to do, or don't do it. Because if you don't want to do it, if you're not doing it with 100%, if you're not doing it with purpose, then it's not doing you any good. It's not helping you go along, right? So like Evander Holyfield, he's a devout Christian, and he had one of his fights and he won, right? And Larry Merchant, I think it was, because Larry Merchant was the guy that always wants to like give the hard, like, stupid interviews at the end of the boxing matches.
Oh, is that the old guy?
The old guy, the one that messes with Floyd Mayweather.
Yeah, I remember he was like, I want to fight you, and then I remember that whole.
So it was either him or Jim Lampley, but they both asked dumb questions, right? And they were like, so Evander Holyfield, you say you're a Christian man. How could you be Christian and be a boxer at the same time? Because isn't it a brutal sport and go against your religion? And he said something, this is a long time ago. He said, my faith told me that if I'm going to do something, I have to do it with my whole heart. I box with my whole heart. So it's okay. Now, if I didn't box with my whole heart, now I'm sinning. Right?
I see.
So he said, you know, you do whatever you choose to do in your day, do it with 100%. Or don't do it.
And that's why I'm grateful that you're here, because you're here 1,000%.
Yeah.
You know, you're invested in the podcast. You're investing your time to being here. You know, you could have went somewhere else, you know, done something else, but you chose to give me your time and sit down here and just talk. You know, and I'm a big believer in, there's this saying, be where your feet are.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, that's basically like, be 1,000% at where you're at.
Absolutely.
And, you know, and I value like people's presence. You know, because people can choose not to be there. You know.
So no, I appreciate it, and I'll tell you that what I see across from me is, this isn't the lost tapes, but what I see across from me is, I already see it. You know what I mean? So I appreciate it. You know what I mean? So
thank you.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Thanks, man. I could talk all day with you.
So could I. I could talk forever.
Before we close it, you know, we have a tradition of asking people about this banner. You know, and you could, you know, sickness could mean 100 things to different people. You know, what comes to mind when you hear the saying,
fighting sickness with fitness?
It could mean anything to you. I didn't put that in the questions, did I?
No.
Oh, shoot, that's my fault.
That's why I'm like, it's okay. It's okay.
That's good. At least it's fresh.
Fighting sickness with fitness. So I know a little bit. I know all the stories, right? I know Justin's background and why he started it. So but for me personally, like I'll try to answer it like this. So my friend, I just reconnected with him after a long time, and he's it's funny because we're like on the same, like we talked for 3 hours the other day, because he has a lot to say, and to anyone else it'll sound like mumbo jumbo. It Everybody's struggling.
Yes.
Right. And when I see fighting sickness with fitness, I see it as just a metaphor. Right. And the reason why I say bring Dash up is because when you talk to me, I sound like mumbo jumbo, but I still seem normal. When you talk to Dash, he's saying the same mumbo jumbo, but he seems very crazy. Right? Seems very crazy. So to me, that's just it's. I know that there's intent behind there, but like circling back to why we're here, how I'm here, white belt, all this. We all have, Dash called it, we all have the same ingredient. Right? And what he meant by that was we're all here trying to deliver a message. We're all here trying to get people to believe in themselves. We're all here trying to be our best versions of ourselves. So when I see fighting sickness with fitness, although I know like the meaning behind it, I just see it as a metaphor of, Yanagida, they have the ingredient. They're just delivering the message through
this.
Because if whatever you believe, right? Let's say I don't know where his background is, right? But let's just say, because everyone has their internal beliefs, and that's what we're trying to get out of ourselves, right? Justin is trying to help people overcome.
Yes.
But if he just walked in and said, "Come on, man, you can overcome. You can do it." I mean, I was what I was in high school, and and I had asthma, and all these things, and I overcame. Who's gonna listen?
I see.
Right, because people don't just listen to good advice.
Yeah, that's true.
They have to be shown.
Yes.
Or
led to.
Yeah. So when I see fighting sickness with fitness, to me it's delivering the message and stripping down the faith, stripping down every barrier, stripping down all the barriers. No, it's not. You come at right. That's what I see.
Yeah. And everybody has a different meaning when it comes to anything.
Yeah. So I got it's all metaphors.
Yeah. That's deep.
Yeah.
Junior.
Thank you, Jojo.
Thank you, man.
You good?
Yes. Thank
Appreciate
you,
you, brother.